y'all doing?
We're ready.
I was waiting.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it.
Yeah,
Get
let's
into
do
it
it.
then.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Just Doing Us, the lifestyle podcast where we discuss everything from reality to spirituality. We're your hosts,
Aledra, Candace, Karen.
and myself, Lorraine. Welcome and enjoy the show. What's the topic today?
Today we're going to be talking about how people with money can get away with things that people without money cannot.
Ooh, okay. You said a word.
All right.
AKA college scandal.
Okay.
But how
Strange.
did this even break?
Yeah.
I just know one day I just woke up and it was all in the news.
Right.
What happened?
The guy who was, I think he was the one under investigation. The guy who has actually been facilitating all of this.
Oh,
I forget
right.
his name.
When you say facilitating, was he the one?
He was a college counselor. You know how
Okay.
you can hire people, because it's still to this day, you can hire people, because we get these letters all the time. And we've actually gone to a seminar where there's people that does it all for you. You don't have to kill yourself looking for scholarships. You don't have to kill yourself trying to figure out what schools need what.
Okay.
You can literally hire people to do all their work for you, because I know a lot of people that do that. This guy, however, was taking it all the way. He was collecting
step further.
Yeah, large sums of payment to have proctors and people even separating the kids to take the ACT and SATs for wealthy people. First of all, he was facilitating all that, getting the big donations and funneling those donations to the colleges, and just everything, everything about it. But it's not new. I mean, it's not new. I still know people who make big donations to universities legally, and their kids, all of a sudden, they're there.
And that's a spot
And that's
that
perfectly
somebody,
legal.
a spot
Right.
that somebody else who was working hard could have had that spot.
Those are the same people that look down on people who get those spots, let's
Exactly.
say by
Affirmative
action
yep.
or something along those lines. Or maybe they're in some sort of program where they are really smart, but they don't live in the area. I'm thinking high school.
Right.
But yeah, they look down on those people. But those people work their butts
Exactly.
off
Well, that
because they
proves
show
affirmative
that they
action.
have the
Yeah.
smarts.
Exactly. And that sort of proves that affirmative action is still needed, because technically
Yes,
there is
you're right.
absolutely no way a minority people would be able to compete with these types of things. Imagine if that rule wasn't even in place. What would happen?
It would be a bunch of dumb people running the country like it already is.
Exactly. They can't spell, even on
Because
Twitter.
think about it. If you've never had to do any hard work throughout your life in school, you've always been able to slide, your parents been able to get you out of trouble, they got you in college by paying these donations or whatever, you don't have to really do anything.
Yeah.
And then you're also given, opportunities and jobs because
Who you
y'all know people
Yep,
that
you
work
know.
here, and they know that once you graduate, you have a spot at this job, and you come in as a director. So, and then you got these people who are your bosses, and they didn't have to do a thing
Yep.
in life.
And they got the
Right.
job based
in the
on who they
meantime,
knew.
we've
Yeah.
had to work hard
Learn.
and do extra and all of this stuff.
And her daughter, and specifically Olivia Jade, already was making tons of money through her YouTube influencer support.
I didn't even know that she was
Tons
all
of
of
money.
that.
And even since this scandal broke, it was just reported yesterday that she has gained 100,000 more followers.
Wow.
It's not like once it all blows over, it's just going to blow over once
Yeah.
it's old news. Those sponsors and everyone, they're going to come back eventually, because she has such a large following on YouTube. They're missing major advertising opportunities by dropping this girl.
But what
They have
about-
to do it right now.
Like ethics. Like ethically, that's incorrect to sponsor somebody like that. So
Well, they
will they
dropped
come
her.
back?
Yes, eventually. Yeah, they will.
Yeah, when they see
Eventually.
her following keep going
Yeah.
up,
Because then exactly, if she's gained 100,000 more followers even after the scandal broke, it proves that pretty much a lot of her followers don't care. Yeah, so what's going on now is they're just going to let it blow over, and then once it blows over and it's out of the news, they'll all come back, because you have to remember, if she has all these followers, they're missing a prime opportunity as well, the advertisers.
And the followers are not following her because of the school she goes
Right.
Yes, they're not.
to. So even though this scandal broke, that's still separate from what she has
As a
already.
brand.
Yes.
And
Right.
it sounds like she was successful in her own right.
She was.
I
She
don't
didn't
know.
need to
I
go
didn't
to
know
college.
anything about her.
Yeah. She didn't
So
need
the
to
fact
go.
that her parents or her mom was pushing this and-
College on her. Yeah.
That's probably
it seems
for
so unnecessary.
Well, probably for, how parents or especially like, she's an actress or whatever, public perception, you want your kid to be, oh, my baby's going to this school.
And she did
More
say
so
out
for the
loud that
parent.
Yeah, she said out loud, the mother, that acting it's a very up and down type of career. In one moment you're popular, next moment you have all these one hit wonders or people that done one or two movies. So she wanted to make sure her daughters had a degree in their back pocket so they can actually have options. Yeah, the mom she's lost a big contract with Hallmark.
Wow.
And with we'll see about Fuller
Yeah, but
House.
my thing is, and I know y'all gonna disagree with me as parents, and we have this conversation all the time. I just think the value of education is becoming less and less. Yeah, but as parents, we want to say our child has this degree and that degree, but in the real world, it's not needed. And, when I'm looking at companies like Facebook and Google no longer requiring degrees, right? Even right now, I'm actually interviewing to teach at Georgia Tech, right?
Nice.
What?
Yeah, I've
You ain't
passed.
tell nobody.
Yeah, I know. I did. So I've had the first interview. I passed the first interview. I passed the technical interview, and I have a third interview next week, right?
All right.
But even at a university, it's for a boot camp, for a 6-month course that somebody
That
can
coding
come
boot
in.
camp?
But it's for UX, right? So for me, seeing that universities are now offering boot camps to compete in that market, it's showing me
But
that.
here's another issue there. Would they hire you if you didn't have a degree?
No.
No.
Not at a
Georgia
university.
Tech. Nope.
Well, catch-22, I guess.
Not a
Yeah.
university.
Catch-22.
I think it depends on the
The
industry,
field.
the field.
Yeah.
Definitely, this is for tech only, because obviously if I'm going to be a veterinarian or a doctor or something, I need
Yeah, now
some.
let's hope so. Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah. And the fact that Loughlin's daughter was successful without a degree.
Yeah.
I just think it's an old-fashioned way.
Well, but
of-
that's also because her parents, she has famous parents too. And I see it two different ways.
Yeah.
For me, it's like you're right. Some people have that ambition about them, and I think that's what you have to have if you don't have a degree. But then there's also something about having a well-rounded education. There's nothing worse, as we can see from our president's
Yes.
Twitter,
Yeah.
who has a degree, but he never didn't. You can't spell.
That's just a
That's
piece of
a
paper
basic.
he
You
got.
have to be
Okay,
able
now
to
let's
spell.
let's back up with that before college. How did he? Middle school,
Right.
elementary.
He was never-
You should be
I
spelled.
just think he was
Looking
pretty
at a
much given
documentary.
everything throughout
Yeah.
his. He doesn't.
He
he's,
was.
He's to me very uneducated just from everything.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's just for me with education. It's just a well-roundedness. You need to know how to formulate a sentence. It's a lot
true.
of things like that.
But I
that,
learned that when I was 12,
I know, but some people don't.
Right.
so I can't
the
take
people
that
that
for
don't-
granted.
Really, college though should be about not just school stuff, books and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's also about like you
Experience. Yeah.
Life.
and learning about
life
You're
experience.
becoming an adult, what it's like,
Yeah.
all of
Yeah,
that
'cause-
stuff, especially if you live on campus.
Well, and that's what I was trying to tell Jose too. I've always said, Mike, the kids must go away to college. They cannot live at home
It's
because
totally
I
different.
learned a ton by moving away from
Exactly.
home
Yep.
at 18.
Yep.
It's kind of a whole experience for them. And I think we've all experienced that. Once we got away from our parents, it's a big thing to live on your own and learn how to navigate the world without them telling you what to do all the time.
That's the best thing
And
that could ever
putting
happen.
to use
For
the
you.
things that you've learned
me.
as a kid
Yeah, exactly.
while you were living at home.
Exactly. I wasn't able to come home all the time because I went to school like 4 hours away from home. I wasn't able to pop up.
I went to school across the other side of the world.
Exactly. So you had to grow up real quick, right? You had to
But mind you, I
learn,
was already
know?
grown because I had left home. You see, in England, you're
Yeah.
trying to leave home at 16.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
When does school end? High school.
16.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Okay.
So you're trying to leave home at 16.
yeah.
So even though, I mean, up till now, I've always had my bedroom at home in the same spot, but I've never been there past 16.
But kids today aren't like that.
No,
'Cause
I know.
they will like live in the basement forever if the
They
parents,
sure will.
If the parents, it's the
You
truth.
right about
If
that.
the parents are gonna fund their lifestyle,
Yeah.
they're not going anywhere. That's the reason why nope. Out the door, children.
Yeah, I understand
That's how
that.
I feel you're gonna learn because one day we're gonna be dead. And I
Right.
tell mine that exactly those words. We're not gonna be here forever.
Right.
You gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
So this learning you're talking about, is it a natural thing that you learn, or do you believe there should be classes and training and?
Both. It's natural because you're learning again about yourself, what it's like to be an adult, making decisions, etc. But they should have some courses to go along with that, like finance, how to.
Manage your
I wouldn't say
checkbooks.
balance a checkbook because they
Yeah.
don't use them anymore, but
Well, yeah.
how to budget.
Yeah. Well, Lassiter
And-
has at their senior year personal finance
That's
classes.
excellent.
Yeah.
But they all don't do that.
No.
So college, if the high schools don't, colleges should offer, basic life skills.
Yeah, because they make you think you go to college and then you get out and
Yeah.
you're going to have this fabulous job.
Yeah.
And that's not the truth.
And none of
either.
it's true.
No,
Now, that's definitely, you
And
don't
not
come
true.
straight out of college.
you better
Not
get
unless
ready.
you
get
know
a job.
somebody.
Right.
You better get ready for the struggle.
Right, exactly.
Right.
But they don't tell you that.
Because I had this huge degree and no experience. So who was
Exactly.
going to
It's a
hire me?
Catch
Exactly.
22.
And I
Yeah.
went, I mean, you go through this period of depression because, well, I did, because you're trying to find yourself. You're being rejected by so many jobs. You have no
Exactly.
experience.
We've told Gabriel that too. It's like we're just starting this summer, next summer. Like you need to be doing internships.
Internships.
I wish I
right.
had.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
3
ask
years.
that.
I wish I
nobody told me
Right.
about
Me either.
doing
The
internships.
importance of-
Right.
And so, did you have some experience?
Right. I turned them down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the internships was during summer, and then
You didn't wanna
summer
work
I
over
might
summer?
go back to England to
Oh,
visit
okay.
my family.
Yeah.
So
That's different.
I had some great opportunities for internships. That
And
I
they
turned
probably
down.
would have hired you right out of school.
Yeah,
Some of them.
yeah.
Yeah. You have to, and that's what we told him. You have to, and sometimes it's people because we have 2 friends of ours that's already said once he's ready for an internship, just give me a call.
What's his major?
Computer science
Okay.
with the thing in artificial intelligence and
Oh,
machine
wow.
learning.
AI.
That's definitely the
yes.
wave of the
Yeah,
future.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's very smart.
That's what my mom wants Nick to do. He needs to get something. He needs to major in something where he can have a job when he comes.
Well, and
right out
that's
of
Gabriel
school.
because I'm like Michael sitting here right behind him, and we've pretty much set those expectations. We're like, listen, you have to be done and you have to be working because they're right behind you. There's no way where you're going to be sitting here relaxing and we're funding you. Because after a while, too, I think at a certain age, they have to come off your insurance. Now.
Yeah,
It's
25,
20, yeah.
26.
So they can,
26.
he's going to have to pick it up. Yeah.
But look, talking of AI, I was in a meeting in work yesterday, and I'm sure y'all have heard of smart clothing.
No.
Okay, so there's going to be a thing in the future called smart clothing. It probably already kind of somewhat exists. But it's clothing that's going to be able to adjust to your temperature. If you're too hot, it's going to cool you down.
I need that now.
Yeah, if you're too cold, it's going to warm you up. It's going to predict if you're about to have a heart attack or
Wow.
something to alert emergency services that can get to
So
you.
all of your clothes is like a coat or like
Or
a
is it a
jacket.
uniform?
It's going to be
type
all of your
something.
clothes.
A $300 coat, probably.
Well,
I'll be
initially it's going to
naked
be
then.
expensive, but it's going to be it's part of the future. I mean, as a designer, I have to know what's coming up next because eventually phones and screens and the web and everything else is going to go away. People are tired of looking at screens.
What's going to happen?
Well, they're saying glasses is we're gonna be able to, it's gonna be able to read signals from your
I
brain.
don't know about all that.
I know,
Too
I
old
know.
for that.
But trust me, these are the things that are
they
being
don't also
developed
think
right
about the side
now.
effects, right? Because we just got Michael
Right.
these things of AirPods,
Yeah.
and that's the problem. And now there's this big thing on ABC last week about how the AirPods now you have to be very careful because of brain tumors.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, but
But that's what they said about the Bluetooth
phone.
too, right?
No,
and
they
it's
said
still
that
true.
about the phone
Definitely the phone,
initially.
but that's why
Yeah.
they want you to use the ear stuff, the
Yeah.
earbuds.
Yeah, we all have
But then
AirPods.
the wireless or the Bluetooth ones, they were saying the same thing.
Yeah, well, they still say with phones, never sleep with them close to your head at night. You put them away. But it's like if you're having clothing with that type of technology, I'm like, come on. It's just a lot of stuff going on. What type of technology are they using?
Right.
Radiation being
Right.
exposed to your body.
True.
I would just prefer my regular old clothes.
Yeah, I
Right.
know.
We figure it out later. If I
But
have a heart attack,
supposedly
just
this
keep me
is
in
the
hospital.
future.
I'm gonna be.
I believe it.
I'm gonna be stuck in like we say people stuck in like the 70s.
Yep.
So years from now, I'm gonna be stuck in the
2000s.
2000s, right? Was she wearing that 20 years ago?
That is so 2018.
Right. Girl, I need you to update.
Yeah, but who would ever had imagined that we would be walking around with computers in our
Right.
pockets?
Right.
Girl, right? Because that first one I got looks like a big brick. And you gotta pull the antenna out.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's also a walking. Everyone knows if you get in trouble these days, that's to me the phones is just a personal tracking device for
Absolutely.
government and everybody. No
Absolutely.
one, it's what they are. So clothes and everything else, that's what
Another
they're
way
doing.
to track you.
Exactly, that's what they're doing.
But I've
Conspiracy.
never worried
Yeah.
about them tracking me because although I don't use services
Have you
like
ever watched
Facebook
the
and things
Dateline
like
on
that.
ID? This stuff?
Right.
Is that why they say don't watch alone? That's like their new tagline.
Yeah, I mean, if
Dateline,
you watch
don't
that,
watch
that
alone.
show, it's like, why do people even attempt to commit crime?
I know.
Why?
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't worry about
Nobody
them
gets
tracking
away
me
from
because
it.
I'm not doing anything
Okay.
illegal.
Jussie Smollett, that's how they tracked those guys down. They were looking at cameras and they were tracking
Everything.
the ride share to find those two
Everything.
Yeah.
Like, between cameras,
dudes. Their
phones.
digital footprint,
Yes.
Yeah, you
Everything.
can't do anything.
and found them.
Yeah,
How
For
is that going
empire.
to get you a raise, though?
I don't know.
But
Because
didn't he
you
send
were
a
attacked.
letter? Didn't he send a letter to himself?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
With
I'm
white
on board.
powder at the studio initially, but that didn't get enough attention, so
What?
he amped it up. Yes.
But how
You
would that get a
are-
raise?
Because now you have all this attention on you. People are feeling, bad. You get more followers, more people interested in you. You become now popular
Sympathy.
because
New age
everybody's
stuff.
Yeah,
Not really.
it just backfires.
I mean, this
sickening.
whole
That's
like
a
being
sickness.
popular thing, like
Yes.
the whole everything ties into followers and how many people are looking at
Exactly.
you.
Yeah,
and-
but as opposed to real talent, I mean, at the end of the day, he's comparing himself to Terrence Howard and Taraji P.
he thinks he should be on their level pay wise.
By the sounds of it.
Yeah, they've been in the game for a
Taraji
minute.
probably-
Exactly.
And they're
but-
older than him.
Yes, but young folks don't believe in that whole
Now that's the
working for
millennial.
something.
That's the millennial
Right.
thing right there.
That's why I'm about to teach a course that teaches
Yeah.
them everything they supposedly need in 6 months. They don't believe in
Yeah.
4 years. And
Exactly.
That's true. Because
Yeah.
even on the job, so at the job, you can opt for one insurance or retirement plan that guarantees you pretty much a pension, but you got to stay with them for 10 years.
Right?
The other one is regular, like 401k. And I talked to my millennial coworker, and she just cannot fathom how
Being somewhere.
anybody can be anywhere for 10 years. And I'm like, but time flies so fast. Before you
true.
know it, it's 5, 7, 10
Yeah,
years.
because I'm going on 9
Right.
next month.
But to her, yeah, she,
You gotta be a certain point in your life to
Right,
With
that's true,
millennials,
too.
I don't know if they will ever. Because I guess at some point
No,
we
they're
were
gonna
kind of
be,
like
yeah.
millennials when we were
I
younger.
don't know.
I'm
I
still
think I was
there.
a little different. I kind of stayed with a job. If
Well,
it was
yeah, me
good
too.
and I liked it,
I've been
I didn't really
working
feel the
since
need to jump
16.
around. But I wish somebody would have told me
Yeah.
if you leave after so many years, your salary would go up higher. Because
That's still my mentality.
that's the only way that you could really get a real raise.
Oh, yeah,
is
definitely.
to leave and go find a
Definitely.
new
That's
job.
true. Yeah.
But then
Listen.
you get to a point where you just kind of like, okay, that part more. It's not really. I mean, money's always good, but you start looking at the other benefits, like
Yes,
being able to work from
definitely.
home. For me, I'll take that any. That's been like a blessing. Now, if I didn't have kids, I'd probably still be.
Looking for that money.
Well, that's
that
me.
raise.
That's me. But it's not about the cash, it's the freedom.
Yeah.
Because having more cash allows me to do more, allows me to work less.
Yeah.
You know, maybe now I can work 6 months out of the year as opposed to 12.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I'm looking at. It's not just, oh, I want money because I want to drive this car and I want to do
Yeah.
this. It's the freedom that it's going to allow me. I don't believe in, well, I've never believed in money for time. I've never believed in that.
Thank you all so much for listening. You made it this far, but don't stop there. Please remember to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes or your favorite player. Also, you can join us in our forum at justdoinguspodcast.com. That's justdoinguspodcast.com to continue the conversation. So stop by, introduce yourself, let us know how we're doing. And if there's anything you'd like to get our opinion on or topics you'd like us to discuss, you can hit us up on the site, either in the forum or via email. So we look forward to hearing from you. Until next time,
We're out.